107.5.
Hey, KD here, and we're just listening to the musical and visionary genius of funk pioneer, George Clinton.
That's my jam.
Now, how did the man who created Parliament Funkadelic, Sir Nose devoid of funk, and Star Child fall victim to the sharks of the record industry? Hey, find out about the original Atomic Dog, George Clinton, tonight on Unsung, only on TV One.
All the lights are coming on now. How I wish that it would slow now. I don't feel like going home now. I wish that I could stay. All the trees are on display now, and it's cold now. I don't feel like going home now. I wish that I could stay. I wish that I could walk. I wish that I could walk you home. All the lights are coming on now. How I wish that it would snow now. I don't feel like
Yeah. I mean, it's a fine line between, as creatives and directors, we're artists, but there's a fine line between art and also business, right? So part of the business, I'm not going to get percentages, but let's just say it's 10% talent, 90% business and relationships.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's something I learned pretty late in my life. Honestly, I used to think it was only about talent. It's not.
Right.
No, it's about your relationships. It's about whether people like to work with you,
That's
but
it.
that 10% better be a really amazing 10% for you to survive.
You said keyword for you to survive. You're right.
Yeah, because you can have your one chance, but if you screw it up, that's it. But if you're good, and then you got the good relationships and business sense on top of that, you can get pretty far. Something I am constantly learning up to this day. So
Okay. Now, so do you remember the first video you actually did?
first music video I worked on was for Master P, actually, with my boy Quintrell Armstrong. Shouts to him if he's around. That was and also Jamal was involved with that as well. That was shot in New Orleans, basically right after I graduated from Tulane. I stayed there and then we worked on a music video. It was an amazing experience. It was a really, gully experience with Master P before he was famous.
Right,
So,
right. Okay.
editing in our school TV station, tape to tape, and Master P snoring next to me. It was fun times.
Man, okay. So now we move forward and you go from videos and start looking into doing small films or what do you do next?
Let's see. I have a sordid history.
Okay.
I did a lot of things. I used to freelance for BET, work for Rhapsody. I did a lot. I did edited a music magazine with Big Max, and I remember Big Max. I'm name dropping again, I know, but I've done a lot. But then eventually what happened was I was still directing music videos over that time. And I'll say this, I directed music videos specifically to better my understanding of filmmaking and television directing. So it was my one way in to practice my skills as a director. And at the same time, I was constantly writing scripts. I was writing my feature script. I spent 10 years working on a feature script, just developing myself. And I even shot a movie that no one has ever seen because I never released it. But it was all good experience to get me to where I am now.
Okay.
It just took me a little longer. So eventually I went back to school. I went to NYU, but I didn't go for film school because I had gotten into Tisch film school before, but they gave me no scholarship, so I turned it down. But I eventually went back to NYU to study visual effects. And the reason I wanted to do that was to learn how to do the movies like Star Wars and Marvel movies. I wanted to go that direction. I still do go that direction, but I needed to understand, for me, because I was directing so long anyway, I needed to understand for me how to do the type of visual effects work that I wanted to direct. And for me, it was my choice. It was the best decision I ever made, because as soon as I graduated from NYU and made so many great other students that are really working to this day. They're amazing. I was able to change my work and my vision, write things differently. I put a lot of that special effects work into my own music videos, and I really just became a creative, you know, zone for myself
Okay.
that you know, expanded my possibilities as a filmmaker to that till today. So yeah.
Okay. So now, as far as your film that you say you wrote, as far as the film that we were talking about that you put together and been shooting over these last couple of years and actually finished recently, what was that one?
Well, I've done a lot. Over the last 4 years, I've shot seven film projects, mostly short.
Okay.
And then I just completed my first feature film, which is a TV movie for TV One and Lifetime,
Okay.
which is releasing in May on TV One first, and then 6 months later on Lifetime. And then I just booked my first TV show, which I'll be leaving in April to direct.
Man,
So it's finally took a long time to happen, but it's happening. So it's a long journey. It's a long journey. So, but it all came from my humble roots in the music industry with you guys.
Right.
So still came from the family. So shouts to everybody there.
So now is so as far as it goes, you also write. So you write scripts. You're directing.
I'm mostly a director. I will write occasionally. I think things that I will write is going to be more personal projects.
Okay.
So I'm writing I wrote a feature script that I'm in revisions with another writer now. That is a personal project that I'm really very heartfelt and believe in. It's going to be an indie type film.
Cool.
I'm also developing some shows that I'm trying to get off the ground to get the pilot. Partnering with a friend of mine to work on a horror film, feature film as well, which I'm really excited about. So, you know, I think at this point it's just about taking the helm of the creative work that I want to do. But mostly I'm focused on directing, but I also can write, but I would rather work with a team of writers to get my ideas off the ground. So
cool. Now, how has, because I asked Mitch, how has COVID helped you either maintain or helped you to elevate what it is that you do? How did they affect you?
I think it affected me like everybody else. It was you know, a lot of alone time, you know. So I spent time with my mom, you know, because I moved back with my mom to take care of her. She's like 80, 85 now. So I think it was the fact that I was with her at that time on a personal level was the best thing ever, because I was able to take care of her. Yeah. And at the same time, because of COVID, she took care of me, you know. Yeah. So it's like we're giving back to each other later in our years, you know, that it was good. It was good for us to support each other at this time, during a time when we both probably needed each other. Mm-hmm. Didn't stop me from creating. I spent a lot of time during the beginning of those stages just writing. Okay. I was doing a lot of writing, a lot of developing, helping other people develop their show ideas, TV show ideas, or film ideas. You know, one of the things that's really big on me is to help mentor, but also just to help other people get their things made, get their dreams happening. I like to inspire. So that's part of who I am. It's part of my DNA, I should say. So, you know, I've helped a lot of people, and I took a lot of the time during the break to do that, to really get some people off the ground, and I'm still continuing to build, because I feel like in this game, you know, something I've said recently and noticed, it's about us co-signing each other. Yeah. You know, the more we learn to co-sign each other, the more we're going to help each other get off the ground, because it's through that co-sign that someone can get a deal. And I've seen it happen over and over again. I've co-signed a lot of people in my own life that have been super successful, but we have to do that for each other, right? Because that's how you're going to elevate each other. So people, you being in St. Louis, you got to help each other in St. Louis to get things off the ground. Yeah. You know, whether that's working on a project together or just helping each other on each other's projects simultaneously. Again, it's not about competition. It's about elevating. So.
And again, like you just said, I think that's that at that point. So that whole 95 through 2000, basically, I think that was the core piece of all of us, was a family connection, to where, like I said, you in New York, New Orleans, I'm in St. Louis, and it was like, hey, Bob, what you doing? Nothing. Well, like, what about this, and this? That sound good, man. What about this? And it was the fact we were able to call each other and really brainstorm, and we are in different states and there was no issue with it. It was like, okay. And if it worked here, I say, Bob, it worked. Why don't you want to try it? Especially when it came down to because of you, D. Mitch, Tony Isabel, I finally understood the money situation because I didn't understand that I'm doing it. And y'all were like, hey man, how much they pay you for that? They didn't. CP, no, you can't do that, man. And it's like, I'm like, oh, okay. And I mean, because you guys showed me that as far as traveling, as far as this, that, other, it was like you give and they give. It's a two-way street.
Well, yeah, it's about realizing that you said it earlier, it's about realizing your worth, right? And it's not about being selfish, it's not about being your ego, it's just about knowing your worth and knowing that people can take care of you. But sometimes if you don't ask, people are not gonna let you know. Just like I saw some articles someone sent me recently where someone went for a job interview and they said, well, I want, and I'm just throwing numbers out, I want 80,000 when the person really had 120,000. So they said, okay, we'll give you 80,000. Instead of saying we actually have 120, if you don't know your worth, people will undercut you.
Yeah.
Right. And that is the world we live in. That is the world. And it's not personal, that's business.
Business.
Right. So it's not like they're dissing you. It's just that if you don't say something, they're going to keep doing it because they can get away with it because it's less work for them to worry about. Right. So understanding that, so I think that's what you're trying to say, that we probably had that talk about that in terms of knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing the value of the services that your show provides, or just what the show actually is doing. Because believe it or not, again, before YouTube, I can guarantee you these labels are making millions off our shows.
Yes,
millions, millions, because they didn't have YouTube back in the day. Well, it was just starting, I should say. But
it was just starting,
yeah. So understanding the power that these shows have was important. I think just me being, that community type of guy, I was very vocal about that.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, and again, that was the fact, like you said, you were one of the ones who actually taught me that, no, like you said, it's not you being grateful that they're sitting in your video. No. The radio stations weren't playing some of these people, and we were the only way that they were getting out there to the kids because they were watching our local shows. And that was because like I said, nobody else. That's like who would have thought that I'm trying to think one. No, like I said, Ice Cream Man. When Master P, the first Ice Cream Man, radio station wasn't playing it. So it was like, okay, who is this Master P? Then make them say, not that. But if it wasn't for the independent, the local public programming shows, Ice Cream Man wouldn't have kicked off to be one of Master P's first big bangers, and Master P's name getting out there. And yeah, Mike Cole was another one who we love to death.
Yeah, shouts to Mike Cole. I don't know what he's doing these days, but I'm
trying to find him. So look, I'm trying.
I miss a lot of people, and I'm just going to say right now, I will say to the public, I kind of don't remember a lot of my past sometimes. So thank you for bringing me back to memory lane. I appreciate it. So it's really nice. No problem
at all. Because like I said, you were a part of me getting into it and staying with it. And I want to thank, like I said, I want to thank you for taking time out now. And like I said, every time I see something that you're doing, hey, I can bring out say, hey, that's my brother. My brother Pushnick. You don't know Bobby. I know Bobby Yan. Yes, I do. And like I said, when you see it on the big screen, I'm gonna be able to say, hey, I got I have my cousin's, one of his best friends. He's a jazz musician. He's in New York now, named Lawrence Fields. I've been teasing Lawrence since he was young. I say, hey, all I ask is that when you get that Grammy nomination, just fly me in. Just me. I don't care about just me. Just fly me in. I got you. So Bob, when you get that Oscar nomination, so that one ticket to the side and say this for my boy in St. Louis. I ain't telling nobody I'm coming, but I'm gonna show him. Bobby got me here, even if I'm in the cheap seats. Bobby got me here. Woohoo!
I will definitely try to remember that for sure.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just see it that I'm so proud again to know you from back then, and I'm so proud. Like you said, it's been years since we've seen each other. So when I hit you up and I asked you to come through, and you say, "Hey, give me a time. I got this going on, but when I make it, I'll be there." And that's what relationships and friendships do. And I want to thank you for being my brother like that.
For sure.
So
I
man,
told you it's a family thing back in the day. Yeah.
and like I said, so anything you want to say as far as anything you want we should be looking out for in Bobby Yan's name and
Mm, I don't know. Look out for I have a movie premiering in May on TV1. Uh, Tentatively called Stalker. So,
Okay.
but we'll see if that name stays. But then I have a TV show that's going to come out. When I know, I'll let you know if there's a premiere for that. And hopefully some more. Hopefully there'll be a lot more. And I'm also developing these feature scripts and another possible TV show idea. So I'll keep you updated on everything that's coming because you don't really want to say things until it actually happens. So
now,
sign the dotted line, make it happen. So,
but also now some of you've done some commercials that we would know, right?
I did some TV commercials. I mean, this is back in the day. I didn't do too many, but for Ford with
Okay.
Unsung, there's a collaboration with Unsung, that show on TV1. So that was fun.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't done a music video in a really long time. It's been years since I've done a music. So just so you guys know, I used to do a lot of music videos, and then if I really can get more personal for one moment, it was an amazing time. Music videos was amazing for me, and loved it so much. But at the same time, I was always pursuing directing, and I used to think that music videos would automatically get me into TV directing and doing movies. But there came a time, I think my father passed away like over 5 years ago, and he got sick. He had Parkinson's for it was a 7-year stint of Parkinson's. It was a really long time. It was a very hard time for me because it happened like almost after I graduated from NYU. My father got sick, and I spent years helping him and dealing with that. And when he passed, it was like a message for him to tell me, and it sounds weird, but the message from my dad before he left was move forward with your life, do what go after your dreams. So with that being said, I quit music videos. I just basically quit cold turkey. I mean, I did like one or two more after that, but I basically just stopped, put all my money. I did proof of concept short for the feature that I was working on for 10 years.
Okay.
And I just hedged all my bets and said, let's do this. And that thing just, that thing was the thing, it's like God says, push, you just jump off the bridge and just do what you gotta do, or jump off that cliff and go after what you really want and swim. And I just did it. And it was the best decision I ever made. So I guess my message to anybody that's listening to this is don't be scared. Don't let your fears get in the way. Don't be scared to change. I mean, it was scary. I loved music videos. I came from that. We came from that. It was very safe, but to leave that world completely and just drop it, move on. Sometimes that is the best decision. And for me, that was, because it has opened the doors for everything else I've ever done, to be your own creator, to be your own artist, to have control over your own art. That's what doing a film can do for you, or working on a web series, or writing a TV show, a pilot, whatever you decide to do, or producing for somebody else. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you just got to go forward and not be scared to do it. So,
man, well, that's how you end the show. I want to thank you again, Bobby, for all the insights you gave. And man, again, like I say, love you, brother. Thank you for being there for me.
Same here.
I know I can just reach out to you, and if you can help, you will. And like I say, I'm here regardless. I'll be your best cheerleader you got, partner, if you can't get me in the film. But I mean,
and then one day, I don't even think I've been to St. Louis. One day I got to come. I mean, when COVID's ready, I'll start traveling again. But I haven't been to St. Louis. Never been. So,
like I say,
all y'all Nelly folk. Never been there.
Well, I don't know, man. Right now, no, that's a good thing to have out there with this little video that came out on them. Yeah,
I don't know anything about that. Sorry, I'm out of the loop.
That's why I'm like, hey,
I know nothing about that.
Not that one, Bob. Not that one. Not right now.
Okay, sorry.
But all right, man. But thank you so much again, man. You have a great day, and if you come to the Lou, find me. I ain't got much money, Bob, but I do a dinner because it's me and you.
It's all good.
All right, man. Well, love you to death, man. I told Mitch, so I got to figure out when I come to New York, I got to find out if you're there. I have to find a way for us to get together and do something.
That would be nice. Yeah. Mitch and shoot, the other guy. I can't remember his name. My mind's getting old, but a whole bunch of people we got to see together. Yeah.
Sure. I'm trying. Have you heard from? Have you anybody heard from Ed? in Philly, Bronson?
I have not. I have not
Okay.
heard from him. I still see Shelly on social media. Shouts to Shelly, but I
Okay.
don't see Ed. I don't know what he's up to. I have no
Okay.
idea. Hope he's okay. Shout out to Ed
Now
Brunson.
So now that's what I gotta do. Now look, now I'm going on to connect. I gotta connect the dots again with
Go
the crew.
find him. Get him on the show.
Well, all right, Bob. Thanks again, man. And great success to you and on April. And we'll holler back soon.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
All right, peace,
Appreciate it.
Bob. Thank you.
This keeps me going on those days when I feel like giving up. Fire.
I believe the storm will soon be over. I believe the rain will go away. I believe that I can make it through it. Oh, I believe it's already done.
I want you to already see yourself out of the storm. The clouds will move. It's time for you to smile again. Come on, Sean. I believe my family will get better. I believe God will provide. I believe the promise that He made. Oh, I believe. Oh, it's already done. The blessing is yours. God's already pre-approved you for it. Come on, Zacardi. I believe that my God is a healer. Yes, He is. And I believe that I will survive. Oh, I believe that God is able. Oh, I believe. I know it is already done. The word tells us that if any two of us shall agree on anything on earth, that God will do it for us in heaven. And I know sometimes life has a way of knocking you down to the point where you can't even pray for yourself. But today I want to agree with you that it's getting ready to get better. And right now we are giving your problems an expiration date. And we're saying it's over. That you've been crying long enough. That you've been worried long enough. That you've been struggling long enough. And I believe that God's going to do it for you. Fire, take it up. I believe God will fix it. Yes, He will. If you just believe, oh, it's got to get better. Talk to him, Sean. I know you've been crying at night, but I came by to let you know that it's gonna get better. To the single parents, go in the room and grab your children. Put your arms around them and let them know it's gonna get better. Yes, I do believe. Yes, I do believe. You need to call somebody right now and tell them God's gonna do it. We've been made. Oh, we do it for a night. Oh, John. If you don't remember anything else, I believe. Remember this. Your storm is over. I believe. Your rain is gone away. Clouds have moved. I believe that you'll make it through it. Oh, I believe. Ooh, it's already done. I'm excited about your future.